So we'll start with animating. Before you start animating, you think about the word first. Okay? So this always comes first. Okay? So ano ibig sabihin ng first? So position, rotation, scale, transparency. Or for the transparency, ang official term niya talaga is opacity. First. Okay? Always do this first. Ha? Position, rotation, scale, transparency, or opacity. It's just a simple wordplay that I use. So, yun yung lagi ko iniisip. PRST, first. Yun yung lagi kong iniisip. So, position, rotation, scale, transparency, or opacity. Whenever you remember those, you can start animating, you can start modifying layers. So, bakit? If you click on the layer, and if you press P, it opens the position tab. Alright? If you press R, it opens the rotation tab or property. If you press S, it opens the scale property. If you press T, it opens the transparency property. So again, PRST, position, rotation, scale, transparency. Babalik ko lang, PRST, position, rotation, scale, transparency. Let's start with position. Start tayo muna sa position. If you press P, and then it opens these two values. The first value is horizontal or X. The second value is vertical or Y. Ganito nyo lang siya gagalawin. Click and drag the value to move the image. For the other side, click and drag the value to move the image. Again, horizontal, vertical. Okay? So that's for position. Now, if you press R, that's for rotation. First value, yung may X, that means cycle. Meaning isang ikot. So for example, you have 360 degrees, it's one cycle. Makikita nyo lang to once you animate. So for example, from 0x, gawin kong 1x, the text will rotate one turn. Meaning one cycle. So the second value is degrees naman. So if you just want to tilt or you want to change the angle of the object, so for example, gusto mo mag-Dutch tilt ng konti or gusto mo mag vertical, so 90 degrees, yan. So type, you can type it or you can drag it. It's up to you. So whenever you do with the properties, you can click and then type the value or you can click and drag the value. Scale, S, it's always 100%. 100% meaning the original size of your object. So for example, if yung text mo is 100, ganyan kalaki, yung scale mo, yung 100% niya, is the 100 of the text or the text size or the font size. If you go 0, it's still there but it's microscopic or you can't see it. Alright? 0%. If you go negative, it's inverted. Negative 100. It's inverted. If you go all the way, it doesn't have, sa pagkakaalam ko, wala siyang limit. So, depende yan kung gaano kalakas ang computer mo ulit. In the scale, guys, it always scales in constraint, meaning pantay yung vertical and horizontal. What if you want to scale it ng yung horizontal lang or yung vertical lang? All you have to do is click on the chain here. If you click on it, it turns off the chain. Now, if I change the value of the first one, same with position, it becomes X. So meaning, you can squeeze and stretch your text. Next would be vertical. So vertical naman, ganun din. Right? So, magandang technique to for those who want to create shadows. So for example, gagawa ka ng shadow, duplicate mo lang yung layer, lagay mo dito, and then, yung vertical, negative 100 mo. Tapos, palitan mo ng kulay. May shadow ka na. Something like that. So, those are the things that you could use with the inverted non-constraint scale. Next would be the opacity. Yung opacity kasi dito, ang shortcut niya is letter T. So, press T for transparency. Just think of transparency para hindi kayo mahirapan. So it's if you want it opaque, it's 0, it's 100. If you want it transparent, it's 0. So you can do this for fade ins and fade outs. So again, 100 for very opaque, 0 for very transparent.